So welcome back. As it's been a little bit of a while since I've done a video, this is going to be an electrical diagnostic video on this Triumph that I've had in before. So it come in this time for a radiator as it had a lot of corrosion and it was leaking, losing coolant. So ordered an aftermarket radiator, fitted the radiator, road tested it, and the engine management light come on, and I was like, that's a bit strange. I'll plug it in. Literally all I did was lift the tank to get to the filler here, lower the tank back down, so I didn't know if it was like damaged some of the wiring here or something, but check the fault codes. It was the P1225 throttle position sensor on potentiometer 2. So obviously, rather than just replacing the sensor, I thought I'd do some electrical diagnostics. So I got the texa out and printed out. So the texa gives you a guided diagnostics. Got the ECU pinouts, got a wiring diagram here off of the texa, and I basically continuity checked all of the connectors to the ECU pins, and everything was absolutely fine, which was a bit strange. I was wiggling the handlebars, like sort of moving the loom up and down, and everything was checking out fine. The voltages were fine. The continuity did not break at all on any of the circuits when I was moving the steering, lifting the like sort of loom backwards and forwards. So I was like, well, it's a bit strange. On the guided diagnostics, it says obviously if that all checks out, then it's likely to be the throttle position sensor. So I got a new throttle position sensor, fitted it, reset the fault codes, fired it up. It started up, revved absolutely fine, took it out in the industrial state, rode for like literally probably 200-300 yards. Light come back on, dropped the throttle again, brung it back, and it's the same fault. And I'm like, how can that be? It's all the continuity tests were all fine. Disconnected the battery, disconnected the ECU. Obviously used the multimeter with the probes. I had to use a thinner one in the ECU, and obviously the fatter one up into the throttle position connector up in behind the headlight. So yeah, you got to make sure you use the right size back probes and stuff not to damage the connectors. Did all that. That was all fine. So especially after I fitted the switch, I thought, well, it's definitely not the switch as it's brand new. The continuity checks and everything are fine. And it said the other thing that it could be, if it's not the throttle demand sensor, is the ECU control unit, which is very, very rare to ever have a problem. In 20 odd years, I've only ever had to replace probably 2, maybe 3 ECUs that have been causing problems. So took the bike apart a bit more, and I think you'll find, like I say, I found it quite interesting. Put a bit of light on the subject. So look at the state of these wires. Like that one's cut through. These two are damaged and behind here, like barely hanging on by a couple of threads. But they had nothing to do with the throttle demand sensor. That was these two wires here that are shielded and in a very hard encased like plastic sleeve. Didn't really look as though there's any damage to the wires, but I thought, well, I'm going to take them back, and look what I found. I stripped them back, and it literally a clean break. And I think where the sheathing is so tight, it was literally button up there against it, even turning the handbars. And so I was moving this loom like up and down and twisting it all kinds of ways when I was doing the continuity tests and stuff like that to try and see if there was a break in the circuit, as I thought that was going to be the most obvious fault. And nothing. Continuity all the time, like sort of not one little like sort of pause in the beeping on the continuity tester on the multimeter. So yeah, I think the rubber sheathing was holding it that tight that when you're road testing it, they were butted up together, and obviously even when you're turning the steering, they were staying together because they're held tight in that sheath. But when you're road testing it and it's bumpy and it sets a bit of vibration in, then that was causing the break. I've got to repair the cables, and I'm going to do all of them because they're, like I say, they're all a complete mess. in behind here. Put the bloody torch where it stay, so you can get a decent view of the wiring problem. So yeah, look at that wire there, barely holding on. I think that goes up to the clocks, like this wire. There's that damaged wire there. There's that yellow one there, as well as the throttle position wire that needs repairing. So yeah, I'm going to get all the electrical kit out, carry out the repairs, fingers crossed, obviously get it started up, road tested, and it's going to be all right. I've had this one here a while because I knew it was just one of those headache jobs that was going to cause like sort of a needle in a haystack, kind of digging through the electrical system, checking connectors and stuff like that, which does take time. The texa guided diagnostics, obviously giving you an ECU pin out, a wiring code, and all the data of the procedures and stuff to follow, helped massively. But it still probably took me 3 hours to go through all the electrics and everything checked out, which is very strange. But yeah, I just think the little bit of vibration was just breaking that clean brake. It was just vibrating and just moving a little bit when it was being ridden, but not when it was stood still. So yeah, fingers crossed it'll all be fixed. Get back to the next one. See you all soon with some dyno jobs, as there's loads of dyno work coming in now. The dyno's up and running. So yeah, I'm mega busy on that. I'll see you soon. Thanks very much.